Welcome back, everybody. One final reminder, subscribe, win prizes, don't miss the action. Today has been fantastic. Yes, the top seeds have been winning, but the shots that they've had to make all day long are breathtaking. It's been unbelievable. You got to paint lines. The other thing we've got coming out here, Kyle, as we see Riley Newman on the far side, is we've got Obsidian versus Perseus. As Riley Newman is using his new paddle. It's not even out yet from the good people in Pittsburgh at Gamma. You've got the Yola Perseus that Ben Johns brought out this year that has really stepped up that two-handed backhand that you talked about. We have Riley Newman playing with Matt Wright. Matt Wright is using a 12-millimeter carbon paddle that isn't out yet from ONIX, so we've got all sorts of new stuff going on.
Yeah, that's been the latest trend, it seems like, in paddles with manufacturers. A lot of these pro players are wanting to go to carbon fiber to increase the amount of topspin they can hit, but they want it to be thin so it's powerful and it's fast through the air for these exchanges.
All right, let's play pickleball, and Matt Wright is speeding it up right out the get-go, and that goes deep, so see him going through his forehand swing.
He's calibrating a bit.
Oh, and Ben Johns got exactly what he wanted, didn't make it. And unlike the last match, in this match, only one of the four players has been on the court already, and that, of course, would be Ben Johns.
Second serve.
Riley got the counter that he was looking for, figured that if Johns pulled that two-hander, it would come back to the middle, but Riley wasn't able to straighten out the recounter.
Oh my goodness. Ben Johns was walking off the court. He was taking a little Sunday stroll. He's like, it's 1-1, no big deal. And Matt Wright doesn't make the shot.
And Riley Newman patting him on the back, saying it's still early. We'll get through this. Find our rhythm here.
So everyone but CJ has missed a bunny so far. It's almost Easter.
Point.
Good little flick there, and we've seen already Wright and Newman on both sides of the court early. Oh, and the dreaded HTP, he hit the post instead of getting it around, and he's one of the best in the business.
Yeah, he does such a good job of staying open stance on that two-handed backhand, getting his left leg around, and just a little unlucky there to hit the post. Looks like it was there.
Second serve.
My goodness, what an angle there after the Colin Johns reset clinic.
You know, might be more available with the new paddle and that extra spin.
Got the grab on that one for sure.
Side up.
And look for this pattern early. It seems like Ben Johns rather, is making a conscious effort to play his drives right into the Newman body, forcing him to block and giving himself an easier ball to get forward on the next one.
And Matt Wright just ran out of room over there.
Yeah, we've mentioned that the center court's a little tighter on the edges when you can angle off those overheads. Even if your opponents know it's coming, they just can't track it down. They run out of real estate.
Boy, that's a nice flick. And look at Riley Newman come on the other side and say, I'll take that ball, please.
Mine, please.
First point on the board. Very interesting here. Newman and Wright have been playing offense in this formation and defense the other way, so we'll keep an eye on that. 2-3. And a little more on the serve. talk to Riley about this. Would the paddle get a little more shape and depth on that? Because he's just been laying it in his whole career.
Yeah, he hasn't been known for taking much risk on the serve. Definitely something he can still add.
And looky here, after being down 3-0, that's 4 in a row for Wright and Newman.
And like you mentioned, they're having Riley play the right side. This is somewhat new to start in this formation for them.
And then they've kept this for when they've returned. And they're going to do that again.
Yeah, my best guess, Dave, for that formation is not wanting to get caught unwinding the stack. We'll see what happens when Wright is returning on that left side, what they do.
The floor is lava, and Colin Johns pulls it just wide. That was fun.
Amazing from Riley Newman. Even though he was staying alive in those battles, he was behind in that exchange for the majority of it, but still able to get through.
4-4-2.
A little extra on the last one from Ben Johns there.
5-4-2.
That's a great response. That used to be the target, and now it is not.
Yeah, such amazingly fast hands because Newman sped that up out of the air. That's going to get you on you extra quick, but still Johns is able to stay down on that counter.
Great look at it from the crew. Lefty save from CJ. And Ben Johns flying through the air, and the brothers are in sync.
We talked about the addition of the two-handed backhand counter a year ago or so. Ben Johns just would have reset that outside his body. Now he can swing back.
7-4-2.
Now over to Matt Wright on that, and that worked out very well.
Side up.
He has such a good read on the areas. They're not the big flying explosive ones. He's so tall, he uses that reach.
Yeah, knows when it's the time to make that move, absolutely.
There's a good attack from Riley Newman, so you're going to keep him on the right.
Yeah, he goes flatter on those forehand finishes than most, but it really helps him get that downward trajectory on his finishing shots.
Playing a new ball here. Don Stanley, our head referee, is in charge here. And you heard Riley Newman say heads up, and he actually gave Matt Wright an idea he might be in trouble, and then just a great quick counter.
6-7-1.
Yes, some of the fastest hands around from Matt Wright. He's been doing it for a long time.
Okay, and we got the fist pump there. And we are all tied at 7.
It was a beautiful finish, but it was the defense when he was under the gun that got him out of jail to earn him the right to take that nice big forehand swing.
Oh, that's what they want.
Yeah, good move by Wright there.
7-7-2. Point.
Unwinding the stack, you're in a little bit of a rush on those returns. Even the best in the world can make an error.
And you saw Colin Johns was ready in that position before it, didn't get the ball, and went right back there. It's like a third baseman. You got to expect the ball every time, and boy, was he ready there, and tags Matt Wright on the reply on the scorp. Matt Wright misses it. So if Matt Wright is on the right, the dinks go in the middle. If Matt Wright is on the left, the dinks go outside. Now they're going to put him right back there. So it's interesting. They are trying to find that field, but we're tied at 8.
Second serve.
Yeah, Colin trying to slide out of the way for that two-hander, but good recognition of Newman that Colin would be moving. Again, tough to time a counterattack if the feet are not stable.
Point.
Oh, and there's that ball in the middle that Matt Wright loves to take a hack at. And
yeah, and he's got to stay aggressive on that ball. Just brush that one off. If he dinks that back, that's too passive for this level.
And Riley Newman does indeed find a little shape and finds the body of Ben Johns. Watch this swing.
Hang on. Gatekeepers, I need the people not to walk, please. Here we go.
And the gatekeepers are being put in timeout over there from Don Stanley as well. They should. It slows up the flow. That is an unbelievable ATP after a backside of the paddle save on the ball before it.
He made that half volley with the opposite end of the paddle look routine, and then an extremely tough around the post shot also look routine. Amazing from Riley Newman.
99. Oh my.
Second serve.
And you heard an apology from CJ. That wanted to put that. It's going to go way deep, but nothing Matt Wright could do. Oh, and another missed return from Ben Johns. And look what we have here. Wright and Newman have a game point. Oh, and Riley Newman comes up short on a dink rally that Colin will sit in for an hour and a half if he has to.
Yeah, he can do that all day long.
Second serve.
And Ben Johns had a look, but found the net.
And we saw the Matt Wright hands be the difference in their match against Frazier and Johnson, really seeing the ball well on that backhand counterpunch this week.
And look at that forehand. Clean winner off the bounce. We talked about, and you mentioned it, he's got to be willing to pull the trigger no matter the score. He does it there, and they've got a second game point here.
Second serve.
Comes up short, so try number 3. Tough time for the Newman willpower to not be there.
Right.
Oh, and he read it, but the ball was not in a good position to Ernie.
Yeah, and he tried to resort to a dink. So tough to do when you're moving. Really put in a situation where it was kind of a no-win once Johns got that dink down.
We love the rivalry. We love when it's close. It couldn't be any closer. 9-10 when we come back to John's call. Timeout on offense. All we have here, 3 game points have been saved by the Johns, and they have the ball back. Oh, and fading away just comes up short on the dink.
Yeah, and he's trying to run around and find the forehand. Just because that gives them the option to attack doesn't mean he always will, but kind of moving and hitting there.
And Riley Newman goes for an interesting speed up there, and it is now game point on the other side. And that will do it. Ben and Colin Johns, the hometown boys, save 3 game points, get their first crack at it, and win game number 1, 12-10. What a battle.
Yeah, and it's a tough one to lose if you're Wright and Newman. They had some chances, didn't play their best when they had game point, and if you don't capitalize on those opportunities, you just don't get a whole lot against the #1 team in the world.
So, fist in the air for Johns. Let's have more of the same in game 2, shall we? It's up to these 4 players. We'll see what they got when we come back. Well, game 1 certainly did not disappoint, as Riley Newman and Matt Wright had 3 chances to finish that off, and they couldn't do it.
And tactically, Dave, I like what I saw from Newman and Wright. It seems like they're putting Newman on the right side. That's to take away the middle dink as a safety zone for the Johns brothers.
And this has happened before. In Orlando, they had game points against the Johns, didn't get it done. Desert Ridge, they had game points, didn't get it done. Mesa, they had game points, didn't get it done. So this is a tough pattern for Riley Newman and Matt Wright.
Yeah, the Johns brothers just have an uncanny ability of locking down on those big points and giving nothing away.
Second serve.
There's another humongous swing from CJ in the middle. He saw it. He did that in game 1 as well, but caught the net. There's a nice shake and bake there, and if you just leave a floater, Colin Johns has plenty of power on the forehand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and blows it over the net, and then unfortunately Matt Wright blows it over the end line.
Yeah, you figured that Johns was going to attack that with the apex sitting up. I thought he was going to go to Newman, but maybe surprise Matt Wright a little, going right at him.
Oh, look, Riley's on the left and they're dinking middle. Best point of the day, and it is the Johns boys that come out on top. We almost had ATP to ATP back-to-back. Some terrific defense, and what a lob by Ben Johns, and a great get from Matt Wright.
High-level point construction at its finest on display right there, Dave.
Set up.
Doesn't stay down on that one, but Man, what a start for the Johns boys, up 5-0. Ouch.
Second serve.
Riley gets clocked.
0-5-2.
And a little flamingo inside out from Colin Johnson. Why not slide it off the tape while you're at it?
Yeah, see Colin getting a little bit more aggressive, very decisive. When the ball is up, he will pull the trigger.
And does he ever there? And Matt Wright gets caught. 6-0 Johns and Johns.
Yeah, Colin has a great sense of knowing that he's the setup player, but if his team needs just a little bit more offense, he has a great way of surprising his opponents when he pulls the trigger.
And there he is again. Scorpion power with the head shake and the finger wag. But look at the preparation from Colin Johns here. That is impressive.
It is a Colin Johns highlight reel out here, Dave. I love it.
7-zip.
Second serve.
Doesn't make the third reset there. Second chance to add to a commanding lead. It's the only thing that hasn't been working for CJ is the big swing on the counter. He's missed 2 in the net and 1 deep.
Yeah, he did a better job of having his feet set there, but still couldn't quite straighten it out.
Got the combo, didn't make it, so Wright and Newman are on the board. They were down pretty big in game 1 and got all the way back to game points. That's just a great ball.
Yeah, perfect volley, hitting the exact tunnel that Wright and Newman did not have covered.
And Riley Newman just can't imagine not making that ball. That's his favorite side of his everything at the net.
Yeah, no, absolutely not a shot he'll normally miss.
And that's just asking too much if that return is going to land that close to the kitchen.
Yeah, and with the Riley Newman grip, if he leaves a short return, he's late coming in. Ben Johns knows there's a good chance that he's going to have to hit up on that next one and he can crash right in.
Second serve. Take 1-2.
Wow. Nice hands. It looked like 9-1 was on the paddle of Ben Johns as he was roaring in the middle of the court.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that Ben clocks a full swing forehand and doesn't win the point, but great hands there by Newman and Wright.
And just got it wide enough as Wright was sneaking into the middle.
Yeah, when you're doing that shake and bake, when you drive cross court, sometimes you can leave your partner hanging as the natural volley goes up their line as they're darting to the middle.
And there you saw Matt Wright load up on the two-handed backhand, so there was no disguise in that. He still kind of liked what he got, but Colin Johns read it as well. Watch him slide into position. And a little fortunate off the tape and then just get out of here.
Yeah, just high-level point construction again. If Wright would have reset that dink up his line, Colin jumped the kitchen. Yep. Very few safe locations to go with that dink.
And Ben catches Riley Newman leaning, and this is a much different story here. Racing to a game point are the Johns brothers.
Second serve.
Riley takes a rope at Ben, and that comes up victorious. So second try. Ben cannot feather it over. So 2 game points saved, but that is a massive hole they're in. And look at Colin again. Tuck that elbow in and then go inside out twice.
Yeah, he's really maximizing his lean right there when Matt Wright's dinking in front of him, looking to give him as small a target as possible.
He almost pulled that one out of there. So Ben talked about being able to wake up in your own bed, come over, play fresh. CJ certainly doing that here.
Yes, certainly seems to be working for both of them at the moment.
And Riley Newman, as he mentioned, now a Dallas resident. So I don't know that I can call any of these guys Texans, but Texas residents for sure. And then Matt Wright from Wichita, Kansas. And just way too high. So 2 chances were stopped. Here's their third try to get a commanding 2-0 lead.
Second serve.
Riley Newman is attacking. He doesn't care what the score is.
Yeah, he's actually had a pretty decent percentage when he's initiated, just hasn't had enough opportunities yet in this match.
Fourth try will do it. Matt Wright frustrated with that miss, and the Johns boys pumping their fists. They are in a great position here. They had to save game points in game number 1, but they had to save nothing in game 2. They dominated. Will this go 3, or will Wright and Newman force a game 4? We'll see after this. Welcome back, everybody. Dave Fleming with Kyle McKenzie, and the Johns brothers said enough of this. We are going to dominate, and boy, did they ever.
Yeah, they used the momentum that they gained at the end of game 1 and just didn't relinquish it all of game 2. Wright and Newman are going to need to come up with some answers and try to slow this train down now.
Oh, and it's Colin Johns who gets a little bit antsy over there.
Yeah, we talked about he's playing a little more aggressive with his lean, with looking for attacks. Probably needed to hit that one at a medium pace to give it a chance, but it's over now. He'll adjust.
Yeah, and Riley and Matt have got to get the crowd behind them here. That's when they're playing their best. They say that in their interviews all the time. Just hadn't happened. Oh, my. Step back, I'm going to kill it, and just drops it in front of Matt Wright. No chance.
Yeah, disguised that really, really well, Dave.
Point. 1-1-2.
That's a nice job at the kitchen from Newman and Wright, and they're going to have to be very disciplined now.
And I'm pretty sure I heard Newman tell Wright one at a time. And what an experience statement, knowing that you don't think about what you need to do to win the match. Just think about what you need to do each point and go from there.
Oh, and Matt Wright didn't think that was over. He forgot he plays next to Riley Newman. You get that willpower advantage. Hate to give the missed return back that Colin Johns gave you a second ago.
Point.
And just firing away.
Yeah, a rare double drive from the Johns brothers, especially from Colin, but it certainly worked out on that occasion.
And a perfect combination from Colin Johns right there, playing so well.
Well, and like you said, a combination. The moment he hit that forehand, he instantly went to the two-handed backhand, figuring it was going to come right back to that same location.
Do your film study, people.
Point.
And another just really soft return, and Riley Newman's Takea logo was the target and got blown up 5-2. Oh my.
Second serve.
That was a shot with some purpose behind it.
Yeah, he had the one he wanted. In hindsight, he probably didn't need to try to pull that back cross. Could have just probably gone the middle and it would have worked out.
Left-handed save from Colin, but he's not going to get to that one.
Side up.
And the crowd's trying to get behind them here, Dave. They want to see more pickleball. This is such a marquee matchup. Trying to bring Wright and Newman back to life here in Game 3. See if they can make a push.
Oh, and he goes for that same shot. This one just kisses off the net. So now you're not going to take as much ground in defense. So smart. The nets just are not going the way of Newman and Wright, and they're going to say, here we go again. It happened yesterday also.
And it looked like Colin was going to be in trouble there and was able to take a big ol' swing on that backhand counter.
And
second serve.
Riley gets a good chunk of bend there.
5-2-2.
And that goes deep. Terrific hands there.
Yeah, again, what I'm seeing, Dave, is when Johns drives right at Newman, he's not getting much depth on that volley, and it's giving the Johns brothers a lot of options on their fifth ball. Better depth that time, and we get the error.
2-6, gotta go here. Already down 2 games.
Point.
And that's a great response from Matt Wright.
Didn't fall for the Collins shoulder fake on that one. Stayed home and timed the volley nicely.
Second serve.
See again, most if not all the returns going to Riley Newman as well to keep him off the line.
Point.
Okay.
Even though he missed it, a very calculated speed up from Ben there.
Good lead from the John. So it was 6-2. It's now 6-4.
6-4-1.
And that's the thing about this team. They know the strategy. If Newman is on the right, you keep the ball on the outside, and they'll hit 3,000 dinks or 4 or however many it takes.
Yeah, they're doing a good job when they're going to Wright when he's on the left of really making him move. And the errors that we've seen has often been his feet are still kind of pitter-pattering as he's trying to straighten out that dink.
Don't pitter-patter, folks, whatever you do.
7-4-1. Second serve.
So the left foot of Colin Johns was absolutely where they threw a ton of balls, and that is a good strategy. Oh my, Riley can't believe it.
Yeah, he read it well, got low, but just couldn't quite straighten that particular one out.
And that was left way too high. And every time it seems, oh, they're back within 6-4. And then you look up 3 more in a row. 9-4, 2 points from running away with this title. That's nice from Matt Wright right there.
Yeah, great first volley by Newman. He was in transition off the line, was able to keep that one down at the Colin Johns' feet. Not easy to do there. Got to go now.
Dalton hit a near impossible ATP earlier in this match. That one was even more difficult. I just didn't see the room.
Yeah, looked like it might open up, but it pushed him back in addition to the side, and those are definitely a much higher degree of difficulty shots to go around the post on.
Can't get anything there. 9-4 again on a 1.
Second serve.
Good job by Matt Wright.
Not 4-2.
Just wide, and that's what that left foot strategy can do. It opens up the other side of the court. You just got to make it. And we are at championship point. Oh, slid but pushed it deep.
Yeah, Colin trying to do the classic block the first, counter the second one. But again, the only shot he's been off on is that sliding two-handed counter this match.
Second serve.
Again, Riley trying to keep Ben honest, but puts it in the gray, not the black.
Yeah, it's a tight window to keep him honest, unfortunately.
Point.
Wild miss from CJ there, 5-10.
5-10-2. Point.
2 wild misses from CJ. Okay, 6-10.
His heart rate might be up a little bit.
6-10-2.
Crowd would love another comeback like we saw in game number 1.
Side out.
And Riley just can't get there. So championship point number 2 here at 10-6. And that will do it. Put 24 candles on his cake and put 3 crowns on his head. Ben Johns has the triple crown, and Ben and Colin Johns are undefeated. undefeated in 2023. Congrats to them. The hometown boys were fantastic today.
We mentioned that a lot of 24-year-olds may have partied the night of their birthday. He said, you know what? Let's wait a day. Let's take care of business. And he's done that.
It's Johns and Johns. Look at that. Look at next level excitement. We got the fireworks going on, and it's a tremendous effort from those two. They're just on point, and Colin Johns was fantastic.
He really was.
All day long. We'll have all sorts of Johns on the court when we come back. So Ben and Colin Johns wake up in their own beds, drive over to this beautiful invited club, and then absolutely play their best. They did have to save some game points in game one, but then they were flawless after that. Hannah John standing by with the winners and her brothers all in one.
Welcome back to Championship Court, everyone. It's time to introduce our winners of this year's ONIX Austin Open, Colin and Ben Johns. Guys, incredible match. You had a little bit of a tough time in that one game. What did you need to do to overcome them? They had a couple game points against you. What was important?
Yeah, that whole game really flew by. I felt like we were putting points on the scoreboard on both sides really fast. So when that happens, you really got to think quickly, and they got a little momentum there at the end. We made a couple sloppy errors. I don't think it was anything too strategic. It was just cleaning up the execution and saving, I think, a couple game points. That was big to carry the momentum into game two.
Well, guys, there's not a seat in the house to spare. An incredible crowd behind you here in your home of Austin. How long until we see facilities devoted to pickleball, built just for pickleball, huge grandstands?
I'd say no time at all. You know, it's already happening, and pickleball is taking the U.S. by storm, and hopefully the world soon. But once again, thank you, Austin. We appreciate you guys very much.
And what's up next for you guys as a team this year? Obviously, you're not probably going to split up anytime soon. What do you want to see this year from Team Johns?
Well, I mean, I can't really think of a better start to the year, so I don't really know. 5 straight titles, I mean, we didn't even expect to necessarily get that. We were certainly going to try, but it's been a dream start to the year, and we go to MLP next week where we have to play against each other, hopefully not too quickly in the event. I've never beaten them, so maybe this is my chance. I've removed myself from the field in doubles, so maybe next week's the time. But after that, we're going to get back on the horse and go for number 6.
Awesome, guys. Congratulations. Now it's time to hoist that trophy. James Hignett from Invited on court now to present.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. On behalf of Invited and the Hills Country Club, firstly, we want to say a very happy birthday for yesterday. What a great way to celebrate. Mr. Ben Johns, yeah, let's hear it for Ben. We didn't get an invite to the birthday party. Hopefully, some of you did. So our 2023 men's doubles ONIX Austin Showdown champions, Colin and Ben Johns. Congratulations.
Congrats, guys.
So Ben Johns gets to hold that trophy 3 times, the last time with older brother Colin, and it has been a really impressive day to come out here and put your best stuff out there 3 times. And Riley and Matt are really going to think about that game one. What happens if they take that? Could have been a whole different animal.
No, absolutely. And, you know, what's amazing to me, Dave, is to see the progression of everyone getting better. These guys are still dominant at the top.
Ladies singles will cap the day when we come back.